Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and it's a beautiful green day looking like we should in October. Uphold tells us that loyalty deserves more than just words. Well, as an account holder since 2018, I hope that shows enough loyalty for whatever they have in store. I imagine that a lot of people, when they heard the news that the CTO of Ripple was stepping down, will never forget where they were when they heard the news. He announced this from his X account. And, well, probably it's time. He'll still be around, and it looks like he's even going to do some coding. And being here for years, since 2014, I've seen many people come and go. Dennis Jarosch will lead going forward. He is currently the Senior Vice President of Engineering at Ripple. I was kind of hoping that he'd be an ETH guy. Yes, Ethereum. Let me explain. There are 3 reasons why I think Ripple may build or possibly acquire an EVM chain. That would be a chain that works with smart contracts that are powered by the Ethereum virtual machine. It would be a chain that is fit for purpose for payments. Now remember, Amazon has ebooks, audiobooks, and paper books. And when I play this clip for you, which occurred at Sibos with Swift, you'll see that Ethereum is the big dog, and scalability is very, very important. In fact, it's an ultimate requirement. And the standards is also paramount for Swift to go forward with. So we're talking about the standards with the EVM smart contracts and the ERC token. Now, before you come to any wrong conclusions, I want you to imagine the XRPL EVM sidechain and how amazing it would be if it bridged to a brand new layer 1 EVM chain built by Ripple, and then use the digital asset XRP as the gas token. This would be truly the Amazon of finance move by Ripple, a slam dunk. All right, have a listen to these clips.
We've done a number of experiments in innovation over the previous couple of years to demonstrate how you can have that same infrastructure provide connectivity and interoperability between the traditional space and the digital, the tokenized space, but also importantly between all the kind of new DLT platforms themselves. And so we've done a variety of different efforts. Obviously, we've been quite public around a partnership that we had with Chainlink from a few years ago, and some of the work that we've done there, leveraging the cross-chain aspect. And so we think that there's a huge piece there from obviously a technical interoperability, but then to your point around standards, this is also fundamental, right? Part of why all these different systems today in the TradFi space work is because there's a standardized language and a standardized way of communicating, and that the same is going to hold true as we move into the digital space. There's going to be certain platforms that scale, but at the end of the day, it won't be a tremendous amount.
Very good. John, do you have the similar perspective?
Well, I think we're already seeing that in the market, right? The big dog on the block is the Ethereum ecosystem. That's obvious. Can't be ignored. Network effects point to it continuing to grow. I also think it's very powerful to have other ecosystems like Solana pick up adoption as well. Competition is good. Network effects are super important in the financial industry. Order flow goes to liquidity, always has, always will. It's an axiom. That tends to indicate once the flywheel starts to spin, it goes faster and grows. I think just as we've seen in the world of operating systems where we've got Windows, iOS, Linux, iOS is a derivative, we're going to end up with 2 or 3 kind of network technologies. And I think that at least one of those is obvious and right in front of us, and that's EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. There's a lot of work to do, privacy, permissioning, performance, and other things. And I think we'll probably begin to see the same around Solana. And maybe there's 1 or 2 others that are, unique for certain purposes. But this game is no longer a new game, right? These networks have been around a while, and that's what we're seeing today.
Should Ripple build a new EVM sidechain, it would satisfy standards, scalability, and they'd be on the same level playing field with the other EVM chains. Now, this is just my business strategy speculation, but one thing is for sure. If they use the digital asset XRP as a gas token, that would be phenomenal. Dennis is an Oracle guy, a C++ engineer. He's been in the position at Ripple for 1 year and 1 month. His payments background comes from 10 years at Square. That's an ecosystem that was founded by Jack Dorsey and Jim McKelvey. He led 14 teams, 75 engineers, and he's a real expert in settlement infrastructure. He's been in the Bay Area since 2012, and then he came from Germany, where he was working in the gaming sector. Games like Go, chess, poker, it's very competitive. And now I know there's no official announcement, but in David's open letter, he expressed his confidence for Dennis to carry forward the technical vision. A CTO position is pivotal and would wield high influence for the direction of the company and the team operations when it comes to all things technical. Do I think we'll see change at Ripple? Of course. There's a new person at the helm. And what changes will those be? We just have to wait and see. All right, everybody, moving along. Flare Networks in the FAsset minting of XRP hit the cap. This time it was in 90 minutes. The XRP Fi hunger is real, and this time it was Asia. Next up, the Americas. By the speed at which these caps are being met, I think we're probably going to see this message continue for a while. It's all very exciting. I think the XRP holders have proven they can DeFi along with the best. If you're interested in giving it a try, I'm going to put a Flare Networks tutorial in the description of this video. It's a good one. They uploaded it about 7 days ago, and I can tell you it's very simple. In the world of stablecoins, it's just going so fast I can't keep up with it. In May, the Wall Street Journal reported that the 4 largest US banks were mulling over a joint stablecoin. And then today, we learned that 11 banks are launching a euro-backed coin through a consortium. And just about 2 hours ago, the payments company Stripe announced a launch pad where you can issue your own stablecoin. This is any business can launch and manage its own stablecoin with agentic tools. I tell you, as a business owner, I'm thrilled. All right, everybody, keep your eye on the prize. And until next time, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.